Welcome in, everybody, to the Korra guide. This is a long time in the making. Unfortunately, there's not a whole lot of content on YouTube about Korra, just because, unfortunately, break the news to you, she's not that good. Unfortunately, she is one of the worst characters in the game. She doesn't have all that many tools, and at the time of this recording, November 5th, a month after the game's release, she is getting a new buff in a new patch that they just announced. So that's good, but it doesn't address a whole lot of her issues. So do keep that in mind. If you're going to main Korra, it's kind of like a losing battle, which I guess does fit her Ganondorf archetype quite a bit. Before I get into the actual neutral guide, I'm going to give a little bit of an introduction to Korra and just some things about her. Not necessarily good or bad things, just things that are really prevalent about her. And this is going to help you decide whether or not you want to pick up this character, keep playing this character, use her as a counter pick, anything like that. So let's get into the intro section. Korra is one of the heaviest characters in the game, meaning that she is going to be comboed very easily. She starts getting red percents at 110, Michelangelo 111, so they're about the same weight. And this sucks because this game is combo heavy. So many characters have so many good combos on the whole cast, and Korra is no exception. Her just overall neutral with getting comboed is bad because she has just not that many good tools. Pairing her weight with her hurt box, it's a bit of an unfortunate circumstance. About the same hurt box as Michelangelo, and she sort of spreads her legs out, meaning that she'll get poked by some moves that other characters wouldn't, which really sucks, because she'll get hit with projectiles, poke moves, way more often than other characters do. Even though she gets comboed a bunch, she can't really combo that much herself. Her best combo string, in my opinion, is this one right here, where you can do like chains, get them into this. That's her best, but it's reliant on getting a grab. So if you don't get a grab, you're kind of screwed. And it's not the best to try to go for it when other characters can just like throw out their Nair 4 times and hit you with a 17 hit combo. So that's a bit unfortunate that she can't really do that. She does compensate kind of for having low combo by having a very high damage output. But I mean, honestly, when you do the math, if she's stringing 4 hits together and each of them do 15%, that's 60%, where Aang can do 18 nairs in a row and get you up to like 100 instantly. So, give and take. Korra is huge on reads, so if you're really comfortable with the mechanics in this game and you know how to read your opponent, either you played them a lot or you just know how that character plays, then Korra might be a good counter pick for you, because she does decently well against some of the heavier characters in the game. She can do okay against lighter characters because she can kill them really early, but, I mean, again, then she gets comboed to death, so, But if you can read and you understand the mechanics of this game through and through, then Korra might be a good pick for you. Last thing, this isn't Korra specific, but she is disproportionately affected by it, and that's the C-stick. On the ground, you do strong moves. In the air, you do light moves. However, Korra has a unique mechanic where if she holds her strong moves, then she will get an elemental effect. Or if she taps it, she gets a non-elemental effect that deals less knockback. With the C-stick, you will only ever get this light variant, which is unfortunate because you can't combo easier from things as every other character in the game can. Now, of course, you can practice and get this timing down really well, but, I mean, she's the only character in the game that can't get her full kill potential from the C-stick with the strong moves, which kind of sucks. Also, when you jump in the air and you do the C-stick too fast, you'll sometimes just get the strong variant of the move, which sucks. Because it's just not good, and it ruins some like ladder combos that you can possibly do, things like that. It's a bit unfortunate. The devs have addressed these issues with the C-stick, but I don't know exactly when they're 100% going to be fixed. We're just going to have to see. That being said, that'll end the introduction to Korra, so now let's move into the actual neutral guide, the moment you've all been waiting for. So if this character hasn't turned you away already, then let's talk about when to use her moves. So I'm going to talk in 3 sections for this portion: movement DI and escaping combos, using down special in neutral, and using other moves in neutral. So let's start off with movement. Generally with Korra, you're going to want to move on the ground just because she has access to her grabs, which you can grab in the air, but her combos just work better when they're grounded. So you have access to her grab, which allows you to do some combos and some other stuff. And with dashes, you're able to outmove your opponents, dash into a shield, dash into a jab, dash into a grab. You can dash into a lot of stuff. And that does help Korra move around the stage because her run speed is really low. I mean, just look at this. It barely even looks like she's running, which kind of weird. Her dash is really fast. Like, she does go pretty fast with it. But again, kind of with her speed, it's just not that good. And with DI, DI stands for Directional Influence, which basically means if Michelangelo is trying to combo me this way, I'm going to hold my control stick that way and to escape his combo. A good general rule is if you're being comboed, DI out to escape combos, DI in to survive. That's a pretty good way to sort of remember it by. It's really nice because the DI in this game is actually pretty good. However, with Korra, how big she is and how heavy she is, it kind of is less evident to see, though it is still evident. If you're holding away, then you can recover. And of course, you're going to want to try when you're doing that to recover, like, you know, possibly to the ledge like this during a combo. Just be careful that you actually time it right, because right there, you saw how fast I went. There was no getting back for me. That's like how fast you can go if you like use the double jump. So you can get back to the ledge pretty fast out of a combo, though when you dash down and dash away, you don't have invulnerability. So you're going to get hit by stray moves if they're throwing them out, especially with big hitboxes like Leonardo and Michelangelo have. Be careful with that. Don't try to haphazardly dash away from combos, because then you're just going to get punished, and then you're going to have a much harder time recovering. One tip about this, like escaping combos business, is be prepared to just eat hits. You're going to get hit a lot as Korra, because especially at 0% with moves having little knockback, especially like Aang's Nair. I'll probably bring up Aang's Nair a lot because I know the move got nerfed in the most recent patch, but that move is still incredibly oppressive. It has very little hit stun multiplier, so you can just string them together, and Korra at 0%, even at higher percents, is just going to get killed by that. In that instance, it might be better to try and spam dash away, just because there's not much else you can do. If you try to DI, they can mix up which way they're facing, and then it'll screw you up. So in that instance, you might be able to try and dash like this, though use it sparingly. Don't try to do it every single time. Now let's talk about down special in neutral. So this is an option that I did talk about in my good and bad things about Korra video, and even though I still do stand by a lot of the statements that I said, actually all of the statements that I said in that video, down special is one of her best neutral tools. After testing, I think it's one of her best approach options, and probably just one of her best get off me options. The reason for this is you travel really fast, and at higher percents, even at like 52, it sends into a decent position. Obviously it's weird when he's on the ledge, but if you hit it like right here, then they have to tech, they have to do something to avoid getting hit by it. Obviously don't use it at the ledge unless you like can confirm a hit. So it's a good option to approach opponents and overall beat out certain moves. It's especially good against projectiles because it does just roll straight through projectiles, which is amazing. It's great against SpongeBob, it's great against Oblina, Helga, Invader Zim, other characters that have projectiles, even Michelangelo. In the air, down special is good. They did change some weird landing lag bug where you could either have more landing lag or less landing lag than normal. But here it looks like an okay option to where you can get like a jab lock situation or a jab reset, though it is really laggy, so it's not going to be the most reliable option. If you are going to use it, I recommend not trying to do it out of like a short hop, just because technically you do reach the ground faster, but you're in hit range. So I would recommend using it as like an aerial mix-up sort of thing, where like, oh, you do this and then you can, you know, like mix it up off stage. That's probably its best application, not necessarily in neutral, unless you're way above the opponent and you read a roll. Last in this section is using other moves in neutral. I'll keep this one short because it's not that extensive. Other moves in neutral you possibly could do is down light in the air, up light in the air to juggle opponents or to keep them at bay. Neutral light I still don't think is that good. It's really quick, but it's I'm not actually trying to do neutral strong, by the way. That just keeps happening because of the C stick. So like this is good because you can space opponents away. However, we have the fun hitboxes, really small. You can land with it, but again, this isn't going to work on a moving opponent, and it's really just not that good. So keep that in mind. You can throw out like down special in the air, because if you land, you can jump. You can go oh and then jump. It's okay. Down strong, the charged variant. Up strong with the butt missile you could probably get. Things like that, but that's not the best. It's just things that you are able to do. Moving on to the next section, we have shielding and acting out of shield. Shielding in this game is massive because there's not a bubble that can pop like there is in Smash. You can kind of just keep shielding until you want to let go or move out. When you are holding shield, however, you can only do two things. You can jump or you can grab. That's pretty much it. You can't attack out of it. You know, I'm hitting C-stick, I'm hitting special, I'm doing all this stuff. All you can do is grab or you can jump. That's it. Like, you can't even necessarily, like, buffer, like I'm holding down shield right here. You can't even, like, buffer a wave dash or something. So when you're shielding, you're kind of just there. You can act out of it with a jump, but, you know, that's... You also have to, like, let go of the shield, because if you try to attack in there, then you'll grab in the air in this funny-ass animation. Which can be good if you want to cheese the opponent that attacked you, because sometimes they like to attack shield then jump. So you can do that, and then you can just, you know, cheese them like this, and then get some combo off there. But, you know, again, use at your own discretion. You can start your combos off of that. It is something funny that you can do, because this animation looks hilarious. Though you really only have two options to escape from shield. And now, one little tip. Don't use this move off of a neutral get-up from ledge, and I'll show you why. Unfortunately, when you use this move and you get hit with a strong move, then you will get staggered. This is effectively like a mini shield break if we're comparing it to Smash, to where an opponent can basically get a free punish off of you to whatever their heart's desire is. Because you stand here and then you shield, they hit you with a strong move, and you go like, woo, you wobble a little bit, and then you can regain composure. But for like that quick 1.5 seconds or something like that, you are completely vulnerable. So keep that in mind. Don't really shield off of a get up from ledge, but I'll cover options that you can do at ledge in the ledge section. Something you can also do is the perfect parry, which it's pretty hard to get the timing just like parries are normally. It is doable though. If you are able to time the shield and the direction in which they hit you at the same time, then you can get off a perfect parry, which allows the opponent to get hit into stun, which means you can do whatever you want. I don't know the full things you can do with it. Something I've seen is you can perfect shield into up strong, which at higher percents can lead into a kill, which is obviously good. You know, you're going to want to kill with Korra. Though, as we see, you know, not always the best. Though at like higher percents, it can definitely kill. You could possibly get it into neutral B, though neutral B is a very, very laggy move at the start. So, you know, keep that in mind. Lab that out if you're really good at the perfect parries. I'm not, of course. I'm kind of trash at them. But it is something that you can do that could possibly help out Korra a lot. The next section we are going to talk about is edge guarding and overall ledge play, both offensively and defensively. So let's talk about edge guarding. It's kind of hard to demonstrate with the CPU just because keeping them on CPU level 0 makes them not recover, which is very weird. But what you can do with Korra for edge guarding, if you get an opponent off stage, a really good option is the down strong. Now, there's a couple reasons why this is so good. One, it has a pretty sizable hitbox, as we see, pretty sizable. And there's a higher up hitbox, meaning that if they are above you, then you are able to hit them. It's probably going to be kind of hard to do it right there, but it's got a pretty sizable hitbox. Another reason why it's so good is because you can use it from hanging at a ledge. You can just do that. You can just like drop down below and then do that, though you have to be careful that you don't, you know, go too fast, just because, you know, you'll just go really fast. Typically the best way to do this is to not do it straight from hanging ledge, but to jump a little bit and then do that. If you do it this height, even with the charged one, you're able to snap ledge. Of course, don't do this too much. Time it right and you'll be good. But this is a really good option for opponents with kind of bad recoveries, because a lot of opponents can't snap ledge super easy in this game. So you can use this to your benefit. You can also just drop down below a little bit and then do that, and you still can snap ledge. This one's probably her best if the opponents are recovering low, but you want to be careful for when you fast fall and you do that, because it's, again, you know, not that good. So keep that in mind. But this is a good option for edge guarding. You can even go out further and do that, and you can still recover. You know, you could do this and then dash back up. Dashing up with edge guarding with Korra is probably going to be really good, just because you'll be able to get a bit more distance on your recovery. But see, look, she has some pretty good offstage options that she's able to throw out, and it can overall just help her gameplay and edge guarding potential. Let's talk about offensive ledge play next. So Korra is actually a monster on the ledge. That's one of her good things because her moves hit really well and a lot of them can spike. Opponents who have bad recoveries or harder to time recoveries, such as Oblina, possibly even Lucy, SpongeBob, they might not snap ledge and they might fall back down to the ledge, but that means for the time when they come up, you can time a neutral B and eviscerate them. If they're at 80, those characters are light. Tap that and they are dead. So that's a really good thing you can do. However, for some opponents that can recover better, a really good option is this. Obviously, when they're off stage, it's a lot better just because you can spike them. It's got a pretty big hitbox, hits a little bit below, so it can hit them. So you can either stand here and get like the neutral B, possibly even like neutral strong. You can get here and get the down strong on the ground. You can even just do this, you know, time your short hop right, and then you can get this, and you should be fine. So yeah, she is a monster when she's at the ledge, but opponents can of course recover high, and some opponents prefer to recover high. And since Korra has like really bad aerial hitboxes, at least in the defensive way, then it might be a little bit bad. Let's quickly talk about her ledge play defensively. So rolling might look like the best option, but it's really laggy and you can't act out of it, and it's super obvious to tell that they're rolling. So just be careful with that because some characters will be able to hard punish you for it. Don't get up and do that because again, it's really bad and you can get staggered. Possibly one of the best options is to do this or something to that effect, to where you throw out a move. This could be really good. You can also just like jump and dash away because you can trip them up. You could like jump and then dash down. If there's a platform above you like there is for this, then you are able to get on it, do your own moves from the ledge. As we see, you can do that, and then you can trip them up a bit. It can help you, but overall, her ledge get-ups are kinda bad because, you know, she doesn't have a projectile, not something perfect that she can do. Though, you know, it is something that will take a little bit of practice. Now we're gonna move into the fun section, which is the combo section for Korra. Now, as I said, Korra doesn't have the best combo strings in the game just because she's not really supposed to be a combo character, though there are things that you can do with her that are good. As we saw right there, I was able to get 100% off some BS. Now, of course, this is against a training room CPU. This is not a real match. Most other people would be able to DI and would DI and could overall just get out of that combo. Especially on lighter characters. You know, I tried this on a Lucy. It's a lot harder to get consistent on Lucy just because she's lighter and just doesn't work with her. The caveat to that is that she is able to secure kills earlier on characters. So even if she just gets like a string like this on them, that's 50% on a lighter character, hit neutrally, and they're just going to die. So that is a really good thing she can do. It's sort of the downlight regrabs. This is a good option, though it's kind of similar to what you want to do with like Sora's Nair loops in Smash. Kind of weird reference, but you don't want to try to constantly go for them as like an infinite. The best option to do is to get like one or two of these and see how the opponent is DIing. If the opponent doesn't DI the first one at all, possibly go for a second one if they're a heavier character, because then you might be able to net some rewards. Building off of the up throw combos, this one I think is a lot better doing that instead of just the consistent downlights. The reason why I think this one is better is because you do have a lot more sort of options, and it is a bit more consistent. If you do that, you are able to get a little bit more of them off, and it is just a little bit more realistic to do. And even if you only string together like one or two, then it is good damage, and you can just do more things off of it. Obviously, it's not all true, but it's an idea. So in terms of combos that you can get like off of a grab, that kind of does it. You can get that into like jab reset, but then again, once you get a grab, you might just want to go for these just because they do really good damage. From a jab reset and from like neutral, a forced neutral get up, you might just want to do, you know, these into that. It's probably her best option. Though you can, like on a jab reset or something, you can possibly just get like, you know, forward throw off, read, and spike them. But again, that's more of a confirm and a read. Speaking of confirms, let's talk about a couple of them with Korra. Strong dash attack is really scary with Korra. You can combo it into pretty much anything and can kill very early. So, as we established, Mikey's a pretty heavy character, and he dies to that because you're able to pair it with the strong neutral hit with strong dash attack, and that kills. It's pretty scary. You can combo that, and you saw it just obliterates him. Now, I think strong dash attack is significantly better than light dash attack, purely for the reason that light just kind of sends you into a weird position to where it pushes you a bit too far away, and if you hit with the late hit of it, then you can't really combo much into it. That's why I recommend strong, because the way that it hits is it kind of keeps them a little bit behind you until you stop moving, and then it brings them forward. So it has a bit more hit stun, so it keeps them in the air a little bit, which means that they don't hit the ground, meaning that you are able to get a grab off of it true. And you can just, do that into imagination. And especially at higher percents, that just true combos into a kill, even just with grab. So strong dash attack is her best kill confirm option, in my opinion, just because it combos into so much other stuff. If up smash or up strong was a better killing move, then this would be significantly better, because look at that. It's damn near unreactable. And even with the charged variant, unfortunately, it doesn't kill like right there. But it is something you can do to juggle them and put them into a bad situation. Though if they're at ledge, you're going to want to go for probably like neutral. There is something nutty that you can do. I haven't practiced it in a while, where you can get like strong down after it. Yeah, you can do that. That is true, but like it's kind of impractical. You should honestly just go for like strong neutral, honestly. Though it is funny that you can do that, and it would completely mess up your opponent if you got that on them in a real round. Something else you can do, other with like combos, again from uplight or up throw, you can do uplight juggle strings, better with platforms, but you can do it. Be sure to dash down after them though, just because, again, she doesn't want to be stuck in the air too much. So you want to do that, get your combo off, and then retreat to safety, really. And you can still test them, especially if you take away jump. If you take away jump with Korra, then you can do a lot of scary stuff, because especially if you take away jump in this combo, then they're effectively dead. They're just going to take as much percent as you're able to confirm into. Keep in mind that even though I said strong dash attack is probably her best confirm option, don't try to spam it just because it is really laggy, unfortunately, because, Korra is a laggy character. But if you are able to get it off, then it can make a world of difference for your gameplay. But again, she's really slow, so it's not going to be the easiest thing to get off in the world. So overall, to conclude with Korra, you're going to want to read the hell out of your opponents. If you're not comfortable enough with the mechanics in this game relative to reading opponents, then I would highly recommend picking up a character that has a bit better combo game and a bit better string potential, and is a little bit more lenient with timing or whatnot, such as Leonardo, possibly even SpongeBob, maybe Aang, though Aang's light and he could be a little bit more technical. Try picking up a character like that just to at least understand the mechanics of this game and feel a bit more rewarded for doing it. Because honestly, Korra's not very rewarding to play. Because even though, oh, haha, I got the funny man kill confirm, it's very few and far between. Especially opponents aren't going to want to stay here. And do keep in mind, opponents can shield too. So if they shield your move, you're basically screwed. Which is unfortunate. Though you are able to get some stuff off. And you can grab them, which is great for them. But again, you're just going to have to read. Read, read, read. That is Korra's entire MO. So honestly, that is going to be it. That is going to conclude the Korra guide. It's a bit of a longer video, but there's just a lot of stuff that I wanted to add into this because I wanted it to be a sufficient length to cover all the things I wanted to talk about. And I'm pretty sure I touched on everything that I wanted to in this video. If there's anything else that you have found about Korra, whether yourself or just browsing the internet, that seems that it can be something reliable to be used inside of competitive play, then feel free to drop it down below in the comments. Feel free to share it around with your friends. Tell your friends, hey, look, Korra's nuts. Look, she can do this crazy thing. Because I really do hope that the devs will change some things about this character, because she is a lot of fun to play. Just some minor adjustments, and of course a couple major ones, would certainly help this character out a lot, and I can't wait for when that day comes, or if it comes. We will have to see. With that being said, thank you all for checking out the Korra guide. Again, let me know if there's something that I missed or something that you think should be included, and maybe I'll pin the comment, see how good it is, and if it will help other people in the comments with their Korra gameplay. Thank you all for stopping by. Have a good rest of your day.